Hey everybody, Steve here, and here's all the stories we're following from the AFR News Desk for April 22nd, 2015. Our lead story this week comes from over on Kickstarter, where Pine Tar Baseball from Life is Sports Game is having a campaign to launch their 1884 season. And the campaign has actually already reached its funding goal, and now it's getting close to a stretch goal. The season will be available as both a PDF or as a printed version. And if they reach the $1,000 stretch goal, it will include a 2-page history on baseball in the late 1800s, as well as the history of the World Series. If anyone has seen the 1889 season set, it's a really fantastic way to play some very early baseball, see a lot of historical names, and really excited to see another season from the late 1800s that's going to be available. In other baseball news, there are going to be 2 new seasons out for History Maker Baseball from Play.com, both coming out on April 27th. They're going to have the 1935 season as well as the 1962 season. And then finally in the news, over at FTP Sports, they are having another 33% off 3 sale. That's if you buy any 3 of their products from their catalog, you can get 33% off your entire purchase. Just use the promo code 33on3 to get that discount when you check out. And now let's take a look at new releases. Sticking with FTP Sports for the moment, they have the 1975 season out for their Dugout Steps Baseball game. And then a couple new seasons for their Rinkside Hockey game. The 1990-91 and the 1963-64 seasons are both out. Innings Baseball 2 is now available on the sportsreplays.net website. For all of you horse racing fans, there is a free download available for the Top of the Stretch racing game, and it features the top 25 horses in the Kentucky Derby point standings. That 1889 season for Pine Tar Baseball that I was referring to earlier is now out in PDF form. And also over at the Life is Sports Games website, they're still having their month-long sale for 25% off anything in their catalog. Just use the code 25% off at checkout to get that. And that sale will run through the end of April. And finally, a couple new soccer seasons out. Over at APBA, they have the 2013-14 French Ligue 1 set available. And the 2014 Major League Soccer season is now available for Net Results Soccer. And now it's time for the question of the week. So last week on the show, we had the return of the question of the week contest, and there were a lot of people excited about that. If you remember, the prize is for that 2015 trading card set for History Maker Baseball. There were 27 entries in all, and the winner of the contest was user Rush Tab Connor, who actually didn't even know about International Tabletop Day, but he still rolled a game on Saturday anyways. So Connor, congratulations. Please send an email to stevenatower@gmail.com. Let me know the name and address that you'd like your prize sent to. Thank you everybody who left comments. It was really great reading about everybody's activities on International Tabletop Day. Really excited to see so many people were involved in some kind of activity during the day. In particular, Mike Bowling had a sports-themed get-together in Kansas City, and they're already having plans to do that again next year. This week, there's no contest, but I do have a question for everybody. In light of the Tim Tebow signing in Philadelphia, I'm a little excited about that, as you can see. I wanted to ask everybody, what's the strangest or oddest signing that a team has made that somehow has worked out in the end? Now, I had a hard time coming up with an answer for myself, I guess the most recent one that I can think of here in Boston was the signing of Mike Napoli for the 2013 season with the Red Sox. At the time, people weren't sure if he had anything left in the tank. He was a converted catcher who was only going to be able to play first base, which was going to already be a crowded position for the Sox. But as history has let us know, that signing worked out fantastic, and he was a major cog in them winning the championship in 13. And he's still continuing strong today. If I go back a few years, I think a very interesting signing, not of a player, but of a coach, was when the New York Knicks signed Pat Riley to be their coach in the early 90s. And Pat Riley coming from the Showtime Lakers and then signing with the Knicks and really transforming them into a defense-first team that really ground down opponents, and they were able to come ever so close to winning a championship and had a couple really memorable series with Chicago, and then of course their finals where they went all the way to Game 7 against Houston. So I'll look forward to hearing everyone's comments on who they feel was a strange or odd signing for a sports team that eventually worked out in the end. And finally, it's time for channel updates. So this week, the news was a day late as I was traveling and visiting family. So up here on a Wednesday, but next week it'll go back to its usual schedule of being out on Tuesday evening. My review on APBA Soccer, it's very close to being done. I just want to run through the game a couple more times, and I'm going to hopefully get that shot and put out on Friday evening. Alright everybody, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. My name's Steve, and I'll see you next time after further review.